It's the last plugin that I'll be doing for a while. This one is for your audio. Head on over up here to the top. As usual, you got this little top entry, and this is split into two sections. You got your editor, which is like your mini Audacity, and your generator, so you can generate yourself some audio. So if you're used to things like BFXR, JFXR, SFXR, then you have an idea of the generator portion. Come in, mess around with all your different options to create your sounds. If you want to get a little more advanced, you got some more options down here at the bottom. And for your profile, you got a bunch of different retro consoles here. So if you want to get something that's a little more period accurate, and that's where hardware limit comes in, the modern option essentially just removes our limits, and you can see how the waveform reacts to that based on those. So if we want the Genesis limits, turn that on. It's going to affect your sound slightly differently. No idea how loud this is going to be right now, so just prepare your ears. Here we go. Something's even going to get picked up. It does not. Okay. How about now? There it is. That was definitely probably loud for you guys. We see this Genesis style, and if we went to maybe the Super Nintendo, we would have a different setup. Again, looks like it's going to be loud. Brace yourself. So there you go. Just even doing the hardware limits is going to give you slightly different noises. But if you're making these older style games, pixel art games, then you can probably find yourself a use for something like this, right? After all, those BFXR, SFXR, JFXR, and all the other ones out there wouldn't be as well known or popular if people weren't using them. On the editor side, we've got more, as I was saying, basically a mini Audacity in there. We just have that form here. So I'm going to go ahead and I can reduce the gain on here. So when I play it, so when we pull it back like that, we have our options, right? So we can play with the game, we can play with the panning on either side. We can look at the waveform, which is probably the main thing you're going to look at. You can do your selections to apply your effects, and that's only specific sections of it. If you wanted to, go ahead and select it, everything. You have most of the effects that you're probably expecting. For example, you can go look at, they call it reverb. It's in here somewhere. I know it's sitting there staring me right in the face. It's right under ping pong. Okay, so we can come in and we have all of our options down here that we can play around with. We have some built-in small room, large room, hall, tunnel, cavern. Let's go with cavern. We'll leave it as enabled, and if you want to be non-destructive, you can use the non-destructive effects, which is just going to pile on to your set here. Or if you want to be destructive, and like Audacity is, you can apply it directly to clip with apply destructively. Right, so if I say add non-destructive, preview. A little interesting that we got that ding there at the end, but yeah, it is what it is. So I'm just going to say apply destructively. To beginning, play. Right. Let's see. We can come down here. We got plenty of options. You can go ahead and play with a lot of this stuff. If you want to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to jump through every single one. I just went ahead and hit undo. Of course, split your audio into different pieces, right? Move them around, slide them around. I'm sure I'm sure a lot of you guys, if not everyone, already knows how something like Audacity works. Of course, you can import plenty, right? You come up here, import audio, have multiple tracks, layer them up. And what's interesting is you can assign the sample here directly into your audio player if you just wanted to kind of test it before saving it. And that's just going to be up here at the top. We look for the advanced section, come over to game preview. We can assign to select the Godot audio player, so we can see audio stream source, the audio stream player here. Yes, windows, go away. We have the audio stream player. It has no stream. When I hit assign to select the Godot player, it's going to take the data that's here and apply it to the stream. There we go. So now we have that up here. And now we can go and test it in game before we save it out. And of course, I would recommend saving it out just because that way, one, you can come back in. You can come back in and edit your audio files later. But not only that, it's going to be a smaller size generally than just applying it this way. But you can do that. And if I go ahead and hit play, right, you can hear that. It's the same audio file. Right, cool. Or audio data. But there's a lot of things that you can mess around with. A/B compare, game optimization. For example, apply select or analyze selected. We can see information, duration, channel, the memory usage for it, clip frames, recommendations, which in this one, short repeated asset. So it suggests wave is appropriate for low latency game feedback, which is fine because this only does wave files. And the reason for that on its export is just because we don't want to rely on other plugins, features, additional software, etc. So for example, if I wanted to have like MP3 or something, then maybe we could require you to have FFmpeg, but I don't want to do that. And there's tons of converters out there, plenty of free ones. It takes you 2 seconds. It's not that big of a deal anyway, and some people prefer to use wave anyway, especially if your audio is just going to be this short. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Alright, as usual, there'll be a link down below to this. You can get it on the asset store, and I'll see you guys next week.